otherwise, let's get into this video.
Traveling to Hanamura. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
So Mercy is a good pick here with Ashe. Mercy is not really a main healer anymore, even though she's still classified as a main healer. She's more of a partner pick, I want to say, with a Ashe here, or a Pharah, or a Widowmaker, one of the very good hit scans. Actually, turn this down. This is really loud on mine. I don't know if it's really loud in the stream or not. But so what you mainly want to be doing with Mercy now in this current form is be blue beaming the DPS a lot, like your Ashe or your Widowmaker or your Pharahs, so they can get ult faster and just shred. Healing tanks should be mainly the Ana's job in this situation. Mostly want to be blue beaming this tank. So I currently know this player is relatively new, so picking up Mercy first is a relatively good choice, as she's very easy to play, very easy to get a hold of, pretty self-explanatory. I know they're also playing on controller, and one of the things I recommend is moving your jump key to the left trigger, so you can do the Guardian Angel techs much easier. The tech where you can actually, when you fly to a friendly allied hero, you can hit jump right at the end of that and get a little extra boost forward. And it also just helps with being more moving unpredictably, as it's easier to hit the left trigger on a controller than it is the A button. Also not going to get too hard into positioning that much. It's going to be mainly just micro plays because they're relatively new and still need to work on game mechanics a lot, and I don't really want to get into super hardcore positioning. But with Mercy, mainly positioning is just moving from cover to cover, so like this cover to this cover, and like basically just trying not to die, as your life is more important than anyone else's on the team's. Lol. The pre-healing is something that you don't really want to be doing here. Having just heal beam constantly locked onto someone isn't really going to be doing a lot, because her healing getting decreased down to 50 heals per second, it's not, you can't even out heal a Winston anymore unless you're in Valkyrie form, but that's when her healing is bumped up to 60. So really what you want to do is you want to be finding your Ashe or your, I think you have an Ashe. I don't know, you haven't hit tab in a while. Or this Hanzo. And you really want to just be blue beaming them. But it looks like you kind of have a DPS Ana, which really sucks. But your Rhine's just kind of rolling, so he's doing okay. I noticed this was a placement match, and he's not place match, but if I had to guess, he's gonna be like low silver or bronze, which isn't bad. Doesn't really matter to me what the rank is, but yeah. So bronze Reinhardts are kind of meh, but just in general. But I'm sorry, my mouse is in the way.
You should be at peak performance level. Young again. Healing stream engaged.
So, oh, I want to see how you use Valkyrie here. Okay, you know the Genji's behind you. A really it's unlucky that you're not in comms right now. I don't know if you're on the school Wi-Fi and you can't get in comms, but it's really you really need to be in comms as a main support because of that exact situation when a Genji is behind you and you have no way of calling it out. Your off tank or one of your DPS is gonna need to peel for you to uh, save your life because obviously you can't 1v1 a Genji. I mean, unless you get really lucky somehow, but I've never been able to 1v1 a Genji as a Mercy. But yeah, you really need to just communicate that stuff. I mean, if you're not in chat, you can just kind of spam the group up button, and someone will eventually figure out that that means I'm under attack. I don't know, maybe you have an extra mouse button to bind that to or something, but... Oh, that's nice that you baited out the Earth Shatter just for literally nothing when half your team was dead. So I'd like to see, I don't know if you guys are going to do it or not, but a group up and you use your Valkyrie as like an initiation tool, because it's kind of shit otherwise. And I don't know, you haven't hit tab in a while, so I don't really know if they have hit scan, which is like sniper heroes like McCree, Widow, Ashe, and Anna when she's zoomed in. Anyone that has hit scan is a really large threat to you when you're using this, because it's just so much easier to hit you while with a hit scan. Even Hanzo is kind of basically a hit scan because of how fast his projectile is. So you really want to just use cover when you're using Valkyrie. That's just unlucky. The only thing that I could think of is maybe, but it's really ballsy, and I get away with it a lot because I also play at kind of a low rank. But if you hear that coming towards you, you can pop milk and just fly straight up in the air, and then he kind of blows all his shit just to try to get you. And like, if he gets you, oh well, but if he doesn't, then you can kind of just heal it or res whatever he kills, because he's usually going to be dashing from target to target. I don't know. That's something I get away with a lot. I don't know if that's just me being lucky or... Oh, and also if you're going to be playing on a tournament team, you should probably have kill cams turned off, just so you can get used to ult tracking. That's another one of Mercy's jobs. So you need to be hitting tab, or what is it on controller? Select a lot more. So you can be reminding yourself who's on their team, what do they have for ults this fight. You know, just like, even if you can't communicate that to your team, you yourself should be able to know that. Like, if they have an enemy McCree or something, and you're like, oh, they're gonna have high noon, so I need to be much more careful with my Valkyrie here than I would normally play. Now blue beam this. I kind of watched this a little bit before, just so I can know what I'm getting myself into, but yeah, there's not a lot of blue beaming, and that's typically normal with a relatively new player to the game. They just want to be the generic heal bot, but Mercy's utility is so much more than just that yellow beam. It's mainly that blue beam. That 30% damage boost is so good. So when the fight breaks down like that and there's multiple people on critical, really your job as a healer is just to keep everyone off zero. Like, let me try to back this up a little bit if I can. Hold on.
This is not your time.
Apparently my buttons don't work. Okay. I don't know where that McCree is, but he was a main choke. Okay. That was super lucky that you flew behind that Rhine shield. But fuck, I don't have stat banana on this computer. But if there's like, say your Ryan's critical and this guy's critical and you're right here, basically what you want to do is you want to get them up about, you know, just like a quarter of their HP and then swap to the next person and then just keep swapping to make it harder for the team to kill that person that they're trying to focus down.
I must go where
And you've been holding on to Valk for so long here. Valkyrie is one of the fastest charging ults in the game. With all the new changes and everything, the only thing that beats it is Moira's Lighthouse, or her Coalescence, whatever the fuck you call it. But you want to be using this so much more than you're already not using it. Just to sustain a team fight or to initiate a team fight to make it easier, that sucks. It's also good to use this Resurrect ability on tanks because if you think of Resurrect as a healing ability, another healing ability, if you use that on a Roadhog or someone, you're burst healing 600 damage basically, instead of, you know, your shitty 50 per second with this thing. So that's how I always think about it. I always think of it as a burst heal, but the cast time really makes it suck. You don't really need to put heal beam on a Zarya unless she really needs it, because she can just regen her own health, and it's only in your poke phase right now. You're only in the poke phase of a fight, and unless she's in desperate need or like overextends really far this way, it's the only way you're gonna need to stick a heal beam on that Zarya.
Where does it hurt?
And you don't really need to be heal beaming here because you got that Lucio to take all that chip damage. Yeah, you're flying in a very precarious spot here. There's my mouse. Especially with that McCree. If anything, you should be like... hold on, let me see if you look up. And another thing with binding jump to this left trigger here, it's so much easier to fly around while in the air because you can just hold your left trigger and it still lets you use your movement stick on a controller, which you can look around, like you're not just looking like straight down at the ground every time. And I hope you saw what I meant about flying around in Valkyrie with just hit scan running free. Like, you almost died during Valk, which is really unfortunate. Did he get another High Noon there? That's a very fast charging High Noon. It was a props to that McCree. Yeah, just wait for your team. Good call, good call. Well, now your team's just throwing, because now you only have one tank. Oh, but you had 3 tanks before. What am I thinking? Good lord. That's when you want to be spamming that button or yelling Genji on your mercy, Genji on your mercy, or something like that. That Reinhardt just got so much ult charge from that flame strike. He hit 4 people. That's at least, what is that, 40%? 10% per? That sucks. You could have hit right there around that corner.
Nerf this.
Yep, you could have hit right there around that corner and you would have been 100% safe. Little things like knowing the map really helps. LOL, this guy can't count.
Let's get you back out there.
Oh, it's 8 per fire strike? I am sorry. I thought it was 10.
60 seconds remaining.
It's so weird watching a controller player now. Oh, the sensitivity. So low. It's 8. Hold on. Unless it's 8 from a swing. I'm not 100% sure on the ult charge on Reinhardt. I just know it's a fuck ton. Your Lucio is purpled right here. You can't really heal him. You can't heal this guy. Just blue beam somebody. Until that wears off. Oh, this is crazy. Just run away. Your life is so much more important than a single res. And now your res is on cooldown.
We're almost out of time. No slacking now.
That's unlucky that Bob didn't make it to point. Poor Bob. He could have saved the game. So yeah, you only got one Velk off that first time when you could have had at least like 3 or 4. Because of how fast Valkyrie charges now.
Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Okay, Moira on the defense. I like Moira. Moira is also a good easy healer to start with. She's easy because she doesn't really provide any utility other than damage or healing. Like, Anna has the sleep dart and bio grenade. Mercy has the blue beam. Lucio has speed boost. Anna's just like, do you want a fuck ton of healing or do you want a fuck ton of damage? That's what I do. So she's very easy to understand.
I can't wait to see you all in action.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Please don't waste your heal. Please don't stop wasting your heal. It's not a resource. Gets a little tick back before the start. It's fine. Always makes you paranoid. I'm like the most paranoid Moira player with my heals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was worried you weren't gonna make that.
The power of dissension.
Well, you didn't really throw it at the spawn door. Oh, it's a little preemptive on the healing orb there. There's just a lot of things that you could do different, like not just wasting your heals on everyone while they're still up, like the Reinhardt's in front holding his shield. No one's really taking any damage. When I play Moira, I think of her main heals as this orb. I don't really ever throw damage orb unless I'm trying to 1v1 someone in a small room or something, or really need damage at that exact moment. But if you can heal more with the orbs than you could damage with the orbs. When you throw an orb, you can heal a maximum of 300 HP with it. If you throw a damage orb, you can only damage a maximum of 200 HP with it. Her main heals before either fight beginning early, and fight is best to be tapped. Yes. You really only want to just hold it if there's like a large group in front of you that are all critical. Yeah, it's also heal over time, which is a good fact to know. So like right there is that when they're grouped up, like you can't really see my mouse. When people are grouped up, that's when you really want to throw your left hand out there.
Get into position.
And like that, you're just wasting it for like 4 seconds. And you can also heal yourself as Moira, so like it didn't really matter in that situation, but you could have thrown a heal orb that would heal yourself too. You can also hold the fire button to instant throw. Yes, yes, yes. If you're holding one of your hands, like if you're holding the damage hand and you hit the ball, it'll automatically throw a damage one, or vice versa with the heal one. That's something that I forget, but I always do it instinctively. So instead of bringing up this prompt menu with like, would you like to heal or would you like to damage, you can just like hold your bionic grasp out and just hit the ball. I don't understand that speed amp from that Lucio, but you do you, man. Yeah. Moira plays differently than Mercy too. You pretty much want to be with the tanks as Moira, because you just shit out healing. And when on this low elo, your Reinhardt is just gonna be feeding like most 80% of the time. So it's just gonna be easier to just pocket the Rein, heal him, let him do what he wants to do, let him get in there with his big German hammer and just swing in people's faces. Yeah, it's kind of intuitive as fuck, and it happens on purpose or not. Yeah. I don't want to get too hard on your mechanics because I know you're relatively new and stuff, but there's just things that will come with. I don't know. That's really unlucky that you got hit with the hammer there. Oh. There's not really much you could have really done there. Everyone was dead.
There was a flaw in my approach. Surrender to my will.
The same goes for her coalescence as well. It heals more than it damages. I think it only damages like 70 per 70 damage per second, and it heals for like 80 or 90 or something. So it's easier to use it for healing than it is for damage, but it's also nice because that also hits through barriers like this Reinhardt big red rectangle man. It'll hit him through his barrier, or their Brigitte, or the only thing it doesn't go through is Zarya barriers, I believe. I don't think you have a main healer, but I mean, you're just trying to stall. That's unlucky. You don't really have anything to do with a Pharah. I mean, yeah, just some little micro things that you can work on. It'll all just come with time. I mean,
Play of the game.
yeah. There's a lot of little tips and tricks with every hero that you can do. And I think, like I said earlier with the Mercy Guardian Angel, if you hit the jump button right at the end, you can also do that with Moira's Fade. Right at the end of her Fade, if you hit the jump button, you get a little extra momentum forward. Some of the things that I was talking about earlier with the Guardian Angel text. So if you just hit shift regularly, you'll end up about right here. Let me put a spray down. Right there. If you hit space right here, look at how much extra movement I got from that. You can also do it to get a little bit vertical. I think this will work. So if you go like, hold on, if you go, actually Guardian Angel. I mean, I can catch one of these guys. Maybe. Where's my friendly bot? Oof. Might be out of range. Okay, never mind. But another thing is you can so you can break the line of this beam, and it'll still stay hooked on for like three seconds, I believe it is. Let me check here. 1, 2. Okay, so like a second, and you can just hold the buttons. You don't have to like switch between the two buttons. If you're holding heal and then you just press the other button, it'll go to damage boost. So what I always do is I hold the heal and then go to damage boost, and then whenever I need to heal him, I just let my finger off the damage boost button. And like I said, there's a lot of that's really helpful when you need to get like over there really quickly or something. And I guess on console would be A, or if you do what I said and bind the jump to left trigger, that would really help. You know. Let me go back to Moira here. So like, wow, hold on, my sensitivity is really high. So if you do this, so see how I'm bionic grasping, I'm just gonna hit E, and I'll automatically throw an orb. I don't have that stupid Q thing come up in my face or anything, and you just have to like tap it. You don't have to be holding it. So here, let me get this. So I'm just gonna watch this. Tap heal, and then hold on. Like tap heal, orb, boom, orb. Very helpful. And you can do the same thing with her jump. So I'll start here at 0. Just gonna fade forward. I get it about 12. If I'm gonna do the fade jump, I get all the way to this wall. This wall wasn't here. I would have got a lot farther, but you know, same thing. So, and this is also heal over time, like I was saying earlier. So, look, it's healing even after I take my heal beam off of them. So that's another thing you need to remember. So you can get in the habit of like kind of stopping the heal before it gets all the way up, because you're just gonna be wasting a little bit of more resources and everything. And, you know, not what you want to be doing in a tactical situation. So, hope all this information is helpful, and see you on the next VOD review.